Hello everyone and welcome back to Penguin Crafts. Today I'd like to welcome you to the Pootlers Team Video Hop. Today a group of our Stampin' Up! Demonstrators are all posting videos using the fabulous new Carols of Christmas bundle. You can find the list of all the videos in the description box below. So I hope you enjoy, and this is the card I am making and I've used the Peace on Earth sentiment. Let's get started. So you need a few bits of card. The first one is Whisper White, and this is our very thick cardstock, and that is 11.5 inches by 5 3/4 inches, scored in the middle and folded in half. The next thing you need is your base, in which case I have done it 5 1/4 by 5 1/4, and this is Tempting Turquoise. You're then going to need the top of your card, which I have done Cherry Cobbler, and this is 5.5 by 5 1/2 inches. And then lastly is a piece of acetate, which is 5 1/4 by 5 1/4. So the first thing I've done is I've taken the Tempting Turquoise and a ruler, and all I have done is marked it at halfway. So as it's 5 1/4, it'll be 2 5/8, and all I've done is mark that all the way around and join the lines up in pencil. Hopefully you can see that. Yep, okay. So that's just to help us when we cut these sort of portholes in, to make sure we get them in the right place and all aligned. So that's fine, we're going to do that. The next thing we're going to do is on the Cherry Cobbler is actually cut the holes. So this is the base and this one goes over the top, so when we put the portholes in we'll know exactly where they are. So I've made myself a little template here. So all I've done is cut a piece of cardstock that is 2 3/4 inch by 2 3/4 inch. And then I've used my 2 1/4 punch and I've put a circle directly in the middle. This is just to make it easier when I'm doing my Cherry Cobbler. Okay, so all you need to do is line up the template in each corner and punch a hole through. Okay, so we'll have a go at this first one. So all I'm doing is lining it up. Might be best actually, I might put a tiny little bit of tape on it just to make sure it doesn't move, because obviously this is the front of our card, so we need to make sure, let me just turn around, make sure we've got a nice alignment on that. Okay, so all I'm going to do is line it up and punch a hole. Okay, and then tear that off carefully and move it along and do the same again. So just line it up in the corner and stick it down. So just take your time doing this, as you need to make sure you get them level. But as I've said, it's quite simple. As I said, this template's made it a lot easier for me. You don't need to do the template if you're good at eyeballing it. It's just something I'm not good at doing, so I'd rather just have a template in place. Okay. More, and then also you're left with these 4 circles of 2 1/4 inch, which you can use for another project. Now last one. So you've got 4 circles to use on another project, and 4 perfectly cut holes. Okay, so as you can see they're nicely positioned. The next thing I'm going to do then is attach the acetate to the back of this Cherry Cobbler so it just fits. So all I'm going to do is put a bit of fast fuse, I think, down in each corner, if I can find it. There we go. I don't know what I've done to this fast fuse, it's slightly off centre, but it's not too bad. So what I'm going to do is put some fuse all the way down, oh, and a bit in each corner. You don't have to use fast fuse, you can use tear tape, which I've got here. I just decided to use this. Okay, and just make sure your glue's okay. And then all we're going to do is stick that over the top, making sure we've covered all of the holes. Okay, so we've made our little portholes. Oh, got a bit stuck in there. Our portholes with our acetate in. Okay, so the next thing we need to do is stick our background onto our white cardstock. Okay, so what you need to do is just centre this in the centre there, and again I'm going to use fuse. Just go all the way around the edge. As you know, I always put too much glue on it. Don't know why, it's just what I do. So, all you're going to do is make sure we've got the same edge all the way around. Okay, or as close as we can get it. So that when we put our portholes on and align them, we've got just the blue behind. Can you see that? Perfect. So the next thing we're going to do is a bit of stamping using obviously the new bundles, which is what we're here to talk about. So that's sort of your pre-work done and your prep work. The next thing we need is the lovely new bundle. So it is the Carols of Christmas stamp set and the card front builder thinlet. So I'll just show you these quickly. Okay, there we go. So there's the two exciting bits we're going to do today. So we're going to do a bit of stamping. We're going to be using, I think we're going to use the Peace on Earth, and we're going to use the deer and some of the ornaments. So grab a bit of Whisper White. This is a bit of scrap I've got, and some blocks. I think we will do the actual Peace on Earth. I think we'll do that on a bit of Tempting Turquoise actually. So I'm just finding a bit of scrap. I've changed my mind. That's what I was doing. So let's just grab some here. So we'll do that first. So grab your Peace on Earth stamp set. Your basic blacking you're going to be using. And the block. And we're just going to stamp this. We'll do this a couple of times if it doesn't come out very neatly. Just make sure you've got it fully inked. Okay. And we'll just do one more just in case. Okay, I'm just going to clean my my stamp. As usual, I've got my stamp scrubber here and some of the mist. So easy to clean these. Look how clean that's come up. Okay, so we've done that one. Let's put that one away. We're next going to do the deer. If we can get it out. And we're going to do him in soft suede. Okay, so little block. This is an A block and I was using a D block before. So a bit of scrap Whisper White. And we're just gonna stamp 3 of them. In fact, we'll do 4 since I'm here. Okay. So 4 of those, and again, clean your stamp. Where have I put it? There it is. Clean your stamp, and then we're going to use some of the ornaments. I think we'll use both of them. Okay. So we're going to use Berry Burst and Fresh Fig for this. why not, add a bit of the new in colours into our Christmas video as well. So all we're doing is inking them up and stamping. Oh, that's not come out very good, so I'm going to grab our thingamajiggy that I can't remember the name of. What you use for stamping to get a better stamp out of it. Okay, so hopefully you can see that's all stamped up. And then I'm just going to do the other one. Okay, and we'll do the other one in Berry Burst. Okay. Alright, we then need to do a bit of die cutting. So what you're going to do is find the coordinating dies. So, and at the same time we're also going to cut out some of the trees in garden green cardstock. So a bit of scrap garden green, and all we're going to do is cut out 2 of each for now, as I'm not sure which we're going to use. So I'm just going to go do that off screen and I will be right back. So here's some of the bits we've die cut for you then. So there's those, and I've got 2 deer I've put down somewhere. And there is my 2 deer, and here's my trees. So there we go, we've got lots of die cut bits. There's one more bit we need to do, which is die cut out the sentiment. So to do that, again, we need our big shot, and we're using one of the Layering Squares framelits. So let me get the right one. Okay, I'll measure this and I'll put this on the blog what size this is. So all you're going to do is line it up as best you can, and we're just going to stick that through the big shot. Ooh. Okay, perfect. Right, that's our die cutting done. We're now nearly ready to put everything back together. So I've also die cut a piece of our Dazzling Diamonds just to edge that, as I think that'll look lovely. So we'll put that together first with some dimensionals. Just peel you back off those. And this is going to go in the centre of our card. Okay. So back to the base of our card. As I said before, we've drawn these lines so we could work out where everything goes. So if I show you, you can see I need to try and align the trees. So what I'm thinking is my trees pretty much go at the bottom of the blue lines I've drawn. So if I line those up there, you can see that that one's about right. Is that one? Yeah, so that one's about right. This one I need to move down a bit more. So what I'm going to do is chop off, using my snips, the bottom bits. Okay. So let's glue these down, shall we? I'm going to use a bit of fine tip glue for these. Just glue them up, and then I'm just going to touch the very edge of that. Okay, so if I hold that up again, you can see that they fit in perfectly. Okay, and then we'll do this bottom one again. Probably put a bit too much glue on that and then roll my lid through it. That wasn't very clever. But we can put that on. So again, as you can see, they line up perfectly. Okay, we're also going to put our deer on this, so I'm just going to work out where we want the deer. We are doing sort of matching ones. So really we want the deer to be right at the bottom, just so it's peeking out through the top, so it looks like it's just a line with the trees, okay? So just at the bottom again, just be careful when you line everything up, and the same at the bottom will do. Okay, so we now need to do our little ornaments. So the stamp does come, as you can see, with vertical lines, but I think I'm going to do these myself and actually draw them on. Is what I'm thinking. Just because I can put them where I want then. So I'm going to grab a small ruler. 1 second. So I've got a small ruler and a black pen. And then all I'm going to do is draw these on. Okay. So what I'm going to do is align 3 of these where I wish to put them, and I think I'm actually going to stick them as I go. It'll make it easier, I think. I'm just going to mix the colours up between the 2 that I've got. And then the last one, I'm just going to put here. Okay. So I'm just going to do the same with the other side, and then I'll be right back. So 1 second, guys. So we've stuck all those on. As you can see, I went slightly wrong there, but that's fine because it's going to be covered anyway, so it doesn't matter. So the next thing we need to do is stick this down. So we're going to be using some dimensionals. So just go around the edge and put a few on. Be quite generous with this as it is sticking to the acetate, so it does make it a bit more awkward. But just work your way around, putting them on. Okay. And then all we need to do is remove the backs. If you struggle with these, use your paper piercing tool, and that's really good at helping tear off the back and peel it off. I don't seem to struggle too much. Serves me right for putting so many on though. So nearly there. And then all we need to do is line up line this up. So we've got the same border around each side. Okay, then once that's on, just press that in place. And then lastly, we're going to put our sentiment on. So again, I'm going to use some more dimensionals. Tear those off, and this is where it's going to cover the mistake in the top right corner, so that's fine. I think we'll do one more thing. We will just put a couple of little gems on the piece of earth. Just in each corner. Oh, just two. And there we go. A beautiful Christmas card. Yes, in July, a beautiful Christmas card using the new Carols of Christmas collection. So I really hope you've enjoyed this, guys. I've enjoyed making it. I look forward to seeing what you've done. As usual, all details are on my blog, but please make sure you check out everybody else's video tutorial as part of this. I'll link everybody's below and link them on my blog. Thank you very much, guys.